since I've snapped someone's neck.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Ryu. Today we're going to be doing a versus battle. Now, this is going to be an interesting one here. I've had a few requests for it, so I decided I would get this done because, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to have a lot to say about this one. So this is going to be Sentry versus Kid Buu. Now, the first character I'm going to cover is Sentry. First thing I want to get out of the way, there's a lot of debate that Sentry could be the same power as the peak showings of Molecule Man, who is, of course, a multiversal, if not higher entity at some points. Just know the Sentry doesn't have any feats of his own to back this up. He's not consistently shown to do this ever again on any other character at that level, and Molecule Man never showed such power during that arc. So it's just not advisable to scale like that. And in fact, we have statements from the authors themselves that are basically saying you can't use the transitive properties on comic book characters like this in this specific case, referencing how the Thing actually defeated Molecule Man in the past. So just don't try to say Sentry's multiversal because of that, because it's just not going to fly and it's just not correct. Anyway, with that out of the way, we'll get into his actual consistent feats. Now, Sentry, with his attack potency, we can easily see solar system level. Now, the reasoning behind this is twofold. Number one, it's been stated many times that he has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. Now, of course, we don't know exactly what they mean by this, if they mean, the power to destroy a sun, a supernova, whatever, but we'll highball it just for the sake of highballing it. We'll say it is the power of a supernova times 1,000,000. Now, even if we say it's 1,000,000 supernovas, which, by the way, just one has more than 1,000 times the power needed to destroy our own sun, even if we say it's 1,000,000 times that, just one is going to be about 2 times 10 to the 45 joules times 1,000,000. You're going to get up to 2 times 10 to the 51 joules. So that's right in the solar system level. It's in the middle of the tier. It's not solar system plus regular solar system level, but it's above baseline solar system level. So he is, in fact, solar system level based on that statement. And it's also backed up by things such as him defeating foes such as Thor and Worldbreaker Hulk, who, again, are consistently shown to be able to do these kind of solar system level feats, destroying stars, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Basically, we have a good amount of proof that he is easily solar system level. Also, when it comes to his durability, again, he can take on foes who are similar in power to himself and take these shots and continue going on. So, yeah, durability should also be about solar system level. Now we get into speed. Now, speed is a little tricky. When it comes to exact numbers, it's kind of hard to do with Sentry. He doesn't have that many exact number feats. But basically, we can state that he is at least trillions of times faster than light, because we can see that he can keep up with characters like Thor, who are consistently shown to cross intergalactic distances in short time frames, like we're talking minutes here, maybe even seconds at some points. So easily capable of crossing multiple galaxies over short time periods. Also, we see as a specific feat, Thor actually throws Loki all the way from Earth back into Asgard, and this would have been seconds. So, I mean, right there, you got a feat that's easily in the high trillions. And, I mean, it could be argued maybe he gets into the quadrillions from some other scaling, but I mean, you know, trillions to maybe low quadrillions in terms of his speed. Also, it's been stated directly that he himself is able to cross the intergalactic distances and is many times faster than light. So we know he's many times faster than light, easily in the order of trillions, possibly low quadrillions by scaling from other characters. So that's pretty impressive right there. I mean, that's crossing the universe within, whatever, minutes to maybe a couple hours, something like that. For his intelligence, Sentry is actually very smart. He's a genius, basically. He helped create his watchtower, and he created powerful robotics that can, fight metahumans and that kind of stuff. So he's actually a really smart guy. So he's good for intelligence. Although he is psychotic, which a lot of people should know if they know anything about Sentry, and he has a lot of insecurities, and these can hinder him in battle. So yeah, basically, if you can play on his psychotic nature and his insecurities, you could possibly get into his headspace and affect him during the fight. As far as range goes, Sentry should at least be able to destroy a solar system based on the amount of energy he can generate, and the fact that other characters like him can easily destroy planets and stars, so he should at least have solar system level range. A few X factors to consider about him in terms of his, special abilities and such, which are actually very important for him because he has quite a few. I'm not going to touch them all. A lot of them are just, used once and then throw away. They're not really that relevant, but some significant ones to consider for this matchup are his regeneration, first of all. His regeneration is extremely powerful. We know he can regenerate even from a single atom. He does this when he's inside of the sun, I believe it is, and he regenerates from a single atom over and over. So his regeneration is extremely powerful, and he can regenerate even on an atomic level. He also has mind manipulation. He's resistant to mind manipulation and can manipulate the minds of others. We've seen this, and he's even stronger than like Charles Xavier, who's of course one of the characters in the X-Men and that kind of stuff. So his mind manipulation is significant here, actually. Also, he has matter manipulation. I touched on it briefly a little bit earlier. He was able to defeat Molecule Man. Now, this is not going to give him multiversal matter manipulation or anything stupid like that, but it is notable, and he does have a significant matter manipulation skill. Also, the final thing we have to touch on is the Void. Now, the Void is basically something that he created himself when he took the serum to become Sentry. The Void is basically a creature that he can manifest at certain times, oftentimes subconsciously, and what it does is basically creates these big tendrils, and the tendrils can attack their opponents. They can blow them up. They can phase in and out of objects and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the Void. The Void can do that. It's basically a big power buff and gives him a bunch of extra arms to fight with, and it's been useful in the past. Worth noting is that Sentry recently obtained a new form. Basically, it's a form where he's fused with the Void. This state is supposedly far stronger than any of his previous ones, and also he no longer has the disadvantage of being mentally unstable. So it is worth noting that he has that state. Now we're going to get into Kid Buu. Basically, what we're going to talk about first here is Kid Buu's attack potency. This is important. A lot of people downplay Kid Buu. He is not solar system level, that's Cell. Kid Buu is way above solar system level, and I'm going to explain why. Number one, this is a direct showing. Kid Buu is actually capable of destroying the Grand Kai's planet. Now, people might say, okay, well, who cares? It's a planet. It's not just any planet. This planet, when compared to Heaven, is shown to be about 1/10 the diameter of Heaven, and Heaven is directly stated in the guides and the anime to be the size of the universe. Get that through your head. The Grand Kai's planet is about 1/10 the size of Heaven, which is about the size of the universe. So therefore, the Grand Kai's planet is approximately 1/10 the diameter of the universe. And Kid Buu was about to destroy that with his Ki Blast. Now, this easily puts him into multi-galaxy levels of power. You could argue even higher, but just as a lowball, it's multi-galaxy level to destroy a planet that was 1/10 the size of the universe. Some other supporting things to actually back up that he's multi-galaxy level with ease is he can hold back the spirit bomb that's powered by the entire universe and also part of Otherworld. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, it's just Earth. No, it's not just Earth. Earth was the main focus of this, but at the same time, it's stated directly in multiple sources that it was the entire universe that was being used for this. And we even see Otherworld as well and such, so on. So, yes, it was a spirit bomb powered by the universe, not just the world. And this basically is good. It's not, 100% proof in and of itself, but it helps back up that he's stopping something powered by the universe. Also, it's stated many times that he is an immediate threat about to destroy the universe. Now, this is the Kai stating this. Basically, the Kais are ready for him to destroy their planet as well. So we know that he's an immediate threat. It's not given an exact time frame, but it's certainly not going to be over millions of years. This is going to be something that'll happen within, a current time frame. maybe days, maybe weeks, maybe even months. But, you know, even if it was months or even if it was several years, this would still result in multi-galaxy level power to be able to destroy the universe over several years. So this again backs up the fact that Kid Buu is indeed multi-galaxy level. Another thing we can finally say is that in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Kai, etc., it's also shown that he's destroyed galaxies in the past. We're not given exact time frames, but again, we see he has destroyed galaxies. So saying Kid Buu is simply solar system level is just wrong. He's easily multi-galaxy level, and there's a lot of proof in here to show it. And this is from, things, the anime, the manga, etc. The main ones, not using any of the movies or anything like that. So yes, Kid Buu multi-galaxy level, it's simply a fact. As for his durability, again, it should be around multi-galaxy level because he can tank attacks from characters like Super Saiyan 3 Goku and be relatively unharmed from them. And of course, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is comparable to Kid Buu in terms of power since they exchange blows and such. So Kid Buu should have approximately the same amount of durability. As for his speed, the speed is actually very interesting. We can look at a specific feat that happens in Dragon Ball Z where base Goku, before the 7-year time skip that leads to the Buu saga, is actually able to fly with Pikkon from the Grand Kai's planet all the way down to Hell in order to stop Frieza and Cell when they're destroying Hell. Now, this is significant because the Grand Kai's planet is depicted as being at the top of heaven, so it circulates around the top of heaven, and as we know, heaven is stated to be approximately the size of the universe. So these two characters are flying from basically a distance of at the top of heaven, which is the size of the universe, all the way across through heaven down to hell, which is underneath. So they're flying in a larger than universal distance in basically seconds. I mean, we know that this is an immediate threat. We know that Goku, if it was going to take a long time, could have easily used instant transmission instead and would have. And in terms of time frame shown on the screen, it's like 30 seconds. So this would equate if you use 30 seconds crossing, even if we just say two universal diameters for heaven as well as the distance between that and hell, it would wind up equaling in 190 quadrillion times faster than light just to cross those two universal distances in, again, 30 seconds, like it was shown on screen. Now, again, this was base Goku and Pikkon. So if base Goku before the time skip can do this and move at 190 quadrillion times faster than light, then even if we just ignore training in Zenkais and just directly apply the Super Saiyan 3 multiplier to Goku, we wind up getting 400 times 190 quadrillion, which equals out to approximately 76 quintillion times faster than light. So a low ball for Kid Buu, who's comparable to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, would be 76 quintillion times faster than light. And I mean, even if you don't want to apply the multiplier, 190 quadrillion times the speed of light for the direct feat is still nothing to laugh at. Then we get into intelligence for Kid Buu. This is where he falls a little bit short. He's more animalistic than anything else. He doesn't seem to have proper speech, He basically just does whatever the hell he wants. But it also is worth noting that once he sets his eyes on an opponent, he has no mercy and he always has a drive to kill. He always wants to kill his opponent. He might play with them a little bit, so it might last a little while, but he always wants to kill them in the end. So he's definitely not going to walk away from them or be passive. Also, he does seem to have expert martial arts and ki control, and part of this is probably due to him fighting Goku and Vegeta over time. We see that he copies Goku and Vegeta's fighting styles and skills, such as the Kamehameha wave. So yeah, Kid Buu actually does have some really good martial arts and ki control. So that's a factor to put in there. He's not, a complete dolt when it comes to fighting. He's going to, in hand-to-hand combat and in mid and long range, going to actually be pretty decent at it. As far as range goes for Kid Buu, I mean, we know that he can easily destroy the Grand Kai's planet, which is about 1/10 the size of Heaven, which means he can at least use ki blasts that can span about 1/10 the size of the universe. So that's with his ki blasts and such. And then, of course, he can use the Vice Shout technique to travel between time-space continuums like Super Buu did in the Room of Spirit and Time. And also he learned the Kai Kai technique, or teleportation, from the Supreme Kais. So he can also use that to teleport pretty much anywhere, even to other universes. Kid Buu's got a good multi-galaxy plus level range when it comes to his key attacks, and low multiversal level range with his Vice Shout and his teleportation abilities. Now we get into the X factors for Kid Buu. Basically, a few factors you have to consider is, first off, his regeneration. It's actually very powerful because we see Kid Buu, or well, he's Super Buu when he does this, but basically you can apply it to Kid Buu, same type of regeneration, is when he's blasted to pieces in the hyperbolic time chamber by Gotenks and Piccolo, all his pieces are then burned, so it's the process of burning the flesh and turning it into smoke. And basically that smoke is able to regenerate. Now, in order to wind up regenerating from smoke, basically what's happening in this process, if you're burned, is you're not just simply being turned into a gas, your actual molecules are being torn apart when they're being burned and turned into, whatever is going to be carbon dioxide, whatever is being put up into the air. So this is a molecular level destruction if you're being burned, and if you can regenerate from that, you have molecular level regeneration at least, possibly atomic level, depending on how serious this was. So easily molecular level regeneration, which is really powerful. Also, we can talk about his matter manipulation. Basically, Kid Buu is capable of turning objects into other objects. Look at him turning people into cookies and candies and such. Another famous one is when he turns Vegito into a candy, but of course that didn't turn out well since Vegito's key. And then we have Kid Buu's absorption finally. Now this is possibly one of his greatest assets. His absorption not only gives him extra power and intelligence depending on who he absorbs, but it is a perfect way for him to defeat characters who are more powerful than him or that he can't normally defeat, such as when he uses it to absorb Ultimate Gohan. Yeah, so this is pretty cool to see. His absorption is obviously a very useful asset. Now let's get into the brass tacks. Let's talk about exactly how these things are going to stack up. Obviously, attack potency, Sentry at solar system level, Kid Buu at multi-galaxy level, no contest. Durability, same thing, no contest. They're both, off on entirely different tiers here. Solar system versus multi-galaxy is not going to match up. Speed, Sentry at best is quadrillions of times, and then even base Goku was already at 190 quadrillion times easily, and Kid Buu is in the quintillions easily, 76 quintillion times to be precise. So again, Kid Buu easily takes speed, no contest. When we get into intelligence, Sentry is actually much smarter. Sentry will take the intelligence, although his psychotic nature, again, is kind of bad for him. He's also insecure about himself, so this again is going to hinder him from using his full potential with his intelligence. Also, it's worth mentioning that there's a possibility Kid Buu could copy some of Sentry's fighting styles and techniques. I'm not saying he can copy all of them, but there's a good chance he'll copy some of them, if not all of them. Then we get into the X factors. These are really important. Regeneration to regeneration, Sentry actually wins in the regeneration department. Sentry can regenerate from a single atom. Kid Buu is at least molecular level, but not necessarily atomic level. So even though Kid Buu's regeneration is relevant, and even though it is very good, Sentry takes regeneration for sure. In terms of mind manipulation, that would normally be something that could be a fight ending technique against most opponents. But again, Kid Buu was completely uncontrollable by Bobbity and Bibbity. Neither of them could affect him at all in terms of their mind manipulation. So, I mean, we know he has resistance to that. So it's unlikely that mind manipulation is going to stop him. At best, it'll just slow him down maybe for a short time, but I mean, there's not much to manipulate in there regardless. So I seriously doubt that it's going to work on him since he's shown resistance to mind manipulation in the past anyway. Then we get to matter manipulation. The two of these basically, with Kid Buu, he's only done small objects. I mean, realistically, actually, we've seen Fat Buu change entire cities into cookies or whatever the hell it was. So that's pretty impressive there with matter manipulation. Sentry, however, he seems to have more control over it. He understands it better. So his matter manipulation is probably better. However, we've seen in Dragon Ball Z again that with Vegito, if you have enough ki, if you're strong enough, even if you're turned into something else or manipulated through matter manipulation, you still retain your power. So it's unlikely that matter manipulation is going to kill Kid Buu. Even if it does change him somewhat, he'll, regenerate from it. He'll wind up still retaining his power despite being changed into something else, if it even winds up affecting him at all, because he can possibly overpower it, and obviously he'll have to be hit by it first, which is unlikely due to the speed difference. And then finally, we have the Void. Now, for Sentry, the Void is a massive power up. However, I just don't see any proof that it reaches multi-galaxy level, not even close. I mean, they can tear apart solar system level foes with ease, sure, but even if we said it was multi-solar system because of that, it's still not even close to multi-galaxy level. So the Void, sure, it can get in there. Even if its phasing winds up getting into Kid Buu and tearing him apart from the inside, he'll regenerate from that. So it's not going to be the game changer that some people would think it would be. And then we have Absorption. Basically, if all else fails, Kid Buu absorbs Sentry. Buu has done it before to Ultimate Gohan when he couldn't beat him. If for some reason Sentry's regeneration is too much for Kid Buu to handle, then Kid Buu will just absorb him. It's simple as that. I mean, I can't put it any more simply. Basically, Kid Buu's regular ki attacks are capable of destroying characters down on a molecular level, and most likely, actually, it is confirmed on an atomic level, for a few reasons. Number one, it's been stated that they can atomize their opponents, even back with King Piccolo and such. And also, when you think about logic, you can actually destroy atoms through fission and fusion just with the amounts of energy produced by the cores of stars. So even if you can produce that amount of energy, which is virtually nothing compared to what characters even in early Dragon Ball Z can do, I mean, a Planet Buster is going to produce way more energy than that. You can logically destroy atoms. So, I mean, realistically, Kid Buu can destroy characters on an atomic level. I mean, we've seen that it's been stated Goku could have destroyed Kid Buu if he was at full power as a Super Saiyan 3, which would mean he could get past the molecular regeneration. So, I mean, the regeneration shouldn't be an issue regardless with powerful enough ki attacks. However, if it is, absorption can deal with it. So in the end, the confirmation is that Kid Buu will 100% take Sentry in almost every area except for intelligence, regeneration, and mind manipulation, as well as the matter manipulation. But basically, these things are not so overwhelmingly different that it's going to make or break the match, because Kid Buu's speed is going to allow him to blitz. His superior attack potency and durability is just going to completely basically nullify Sentry's other skills, and he's at least resistant to all those skills that Sentry has for his X factors. So Kid Buu's going to win this one hands down. That's what I'm saying. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I know I'm going to get lots of comments about, oh, this character is stronger than you said, or this character is weaker than you said, and oh, Sentry's actually, the same level as Molecule Man, so he's equal to Beyond, or something like that. Anyway, I'll be glad to slap you guys when you say that kind of stuff. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell button to keep notified. I always appreciate it when you guys do.
Go.